For any normal viewers of my channel, this is a very different video. I've never made a video like this. This video may not be for you, but I just wanted to do this because I wanted to do it. I just got back from seeing Iron Lung by Markiplier, and whoa, dude. Holy shit, man. Wow. I'm definitely going to be spoiling some stuff. So if you don't want to hear that, don't watch this video. But if you don't care, stick around. I'm not going to spoil the entire movie, but I'm also not going to shy away from anything that I thought was very cool. So just one quick thing here. I definitely spoil the entire movie. I literally talk about the entire movie from like the littlest of scenes to the biggest of scenes. So this is a mega spoiler review. So this is 100%. I am talking about everything that happens in the movie. So definitely, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't fucking watch this video. Anyways, back to the video. I don't even know where to begin with this. I mean, I'll just say right off the bat, I thought this movie was fucking awesome. Like, I thought it was like really something very special, and it is genuinely, it's probably the best movie I've seen this year. Not even this year, probably in like a while, dude. And that is my personal opinion as someone who is a somewhat filmmaker, wannabe filmmaker, aspiring filmmaker. I don't really know what to categorize myself as. I'm really into the art of filmmaking and video editing and visual effects and sound design and cinematography and all the things in that bubble. I mean, I literally have a subscription to corridordigital.com. So I could have just said that and you would have been like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, I think. Maybe. I could be just spitting hot nonsense right now, but I don't think I am, so let's continue. I'm not going to get too much into the plot, really, because, I mean, if you've played the game, if you've played the game, or if you've watched any, maybe, you know, video essays or anything about the game's, like, lore and such, that's all here. But what I want to talk about most is literally just the cinematography, the shots, the way things were paced, the cutting in the camera work. It was all so, I've never seen a movie like this before. I've never seen something shot like this. Having literally basically one location in space for this movie is definitely like a big handicap. But good lord, I mean, they did literally every kind of thing I could possibly think of. Like, there are so many incredible shots in this movie. There's like probably 500 shots in this movie that was like, holy shit. The music, the sound design, it was all top. It was so good. It was so good. I'm pretty sure they shot this on red cameras. I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% positive because of the damn credits, it says shot on red at the end. So there you go. I hear Mark constantly talk about getting these vintage lenses for this movie and how expensive they were. And I can see why, because holy shit, every shot in this movie looks like a fucking Picasso painting, dude. There's so many rack focus pulls and like focusing in on very small things. And it's so cool. It's so interesting to look at. And if you're someone like me who, you know, lives for this shit, you'll get a real, you know, treat out of watching the movie, because it is truly a visually fucking, like, in my opinion, a masterpiece. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. The last movie I saw was the Fantastic Four. I think this movie blows the Fantastic Four out of the water, just because, like, I don't really care too much about the Fantastic Four. Don't get me wrong, there's so much effort that went into the movie. Probably more effort went into that movie than Iron Lung, but just the visual style of Iron Lung compared to, like, the Fantastic Four was just so, I guess maybe it's just a superhero movie like Burnout, I guess. I don't know. But goddamn, I really, 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 really liked this damn movie. It was so cool. It was a badass movie. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. It was so fucking cool, man. It was pretty fucking sick. I, I don't know. There's so many crazy close-ups. There's always like these macro lens shots where like the camera is like, how do I like, Mark is like, it's like a super wide angle lens, right? And the Mark is like on the damn control system, and the camera is like some getting like going underneath him, and you can see like all the him on the controls and the screens, and you can still see Mark at the same time, and it's so close to the fucking, you know, the control panel, and you can still see it's so, it's literally, I don't even know. This is good. It's really good. It's fucking incredible. There's like this shot where like he hits the picture thing for the first time. He smacks it and then takes the picture, and it fucking, you know, flashbangs the audience. For anyone who wants to go see this movie, if you are like photosensitive, definitely maybe, you know, I don't know what you can do to prevent something like that, but you're getting flashbanged like 65 times in this movie. It's pretty intense with the white flashes, but I don't care. It like flashes and it's super blurry, and then it comes back in focus on this like 12K close up of Mark's face, and like it's like just basically like his nose and his eyes, and I can literally count every fucking pore on his face, dude. And like there's no crazy cuts, there's no sweeping that nothing is hard to follow. There is little like probably 50% of the movie is just tripod stuff, but every single shot was so thought out, so well done, and it honestly it blows my mind, like genuinely. And I know Mark did a ton of like pickup shots by himself in this fucking submarine. I don't know if he did anything like where you needed like a focus puller to, you know, back focus on something, but if that was required, I don't know how the hell he did it. There's like literally probably 1,000 shots in this movie, like probably more. I don't even know. I wasn't counting. And having the whole set suspended on a motion control rig is like super cool. I mean, like I'm gonna be totally honest. It didn't really like, it doesn't really occur to you while watching it. Like if you didn't know that there was a motion control thing involved here, I don't think you would or at least you're not so into the, you know, whole filmmaking world, I guess, you maybe wouldn't really pick up on that. But anytime Mark's getting like tossed around in this thing, it looks pretty, it looks really good. There's this part where he just gets absolutely annihilated, right? And he just like, I think it's like a ratchet pull, like a stunt. Like I don't think they used the, you know, the motion for this one, because I'm pretty sure they would have killed him. But I think it's a wire pull, and then they're painting out like a pad on the back wall or something like that. But it's, he just goes absolutely, it just gets tossed, dude. It is, and like the camera's like super wide field of view, and it's like just tracking as he hits the wall, and then just cuts it back because he's fucking concussed. I'll stop with the cinematography talk for right now. Talk about the story, I guess, a little bit, or just like what characters, like obviously Mark is the prisoner that gets sent down there, and there's a girl on the radio, their name is Ava, and there's another guy on the radio, which is played by Troy Baker, which is fucking awesome that he's in this. He did a great job. He wasn't in a whole lot of the movie, but he does have a whole section just dedicated to him when he's just talking to Mark, which I thought was really cool. You only see maybe like 10 people, maybe 10 people in the movie, because 99% of it is Mark. And then you'll see like Mark gets pulled up from the ocean, and they're like cleaning the glass off, and then you see him talking to this Ava girl, and then you'll see like crewmates in the background working on stuff, people on computers. It's all blurred out with like the smeared of the blood causing like that lens, like it's like lens flares from the computer screens fogging up the blood and stuff, and it you can't really see quite what's, you don't really see a whole lot of the actual world. You do see some stuff. There are a lot of like, not a lot, but there are a couple flashback stuff where you see some of the ship. You'll see all these short snippets of things that aren't on the submarine. I thought the submarine set as well was pretty good. It's 100% faithful to the game. It just looks a lot more realistic. It's a lot more rusted. I mean, it looks like it does in the game. It just like the texture quality bumped up to fucking maximum. The only thing I find funny about it is how the fucking, you know, the thing that displays the screen that displays the picture is like the size of a mirror. It just looks really funny that like he hits this big green button on the wall, and there's just like basically a flat screen TV that he's looking at. It's pretty funny. Yeah, but the use of the picture thing in the movie is so cool, because like he's basically just using it to light, like after he gets like concussed or whatever, he flies like 45 feet, the ship's power is out, so he's just basically sitting, he's using the camera displaying the image to see stuff, so he'll like hit the button to take a picture, and then it will like flash, and then he'll like have like a 10 seconds to like look around, and then he'll have to hit it again, and eventually he just duct tapes it so it just keeps taking pictures over and over again. And he has to like, he like crawls under in like the floorboards of the ship, like underneath it, and to like restart it. And well, the whole time while he's crawling under, you can see the thing taking pictures. Like it literally, it takes a picture every time. They 100% could have just ignored that and not done it every single time, but they did. And I think it's so cool. It's fucking awesome. Tons of stuff that doesn't happen in the game happens in the movie, obviously. And I think they all make sense within this world. Not that we know a lot about the world in the first place. We don't really know what it would look like. I mean, I think what was shown is probably a good representation of what it does look like. You don't see a whole lot of it, but what you do see, it makes sense. It's pretty run down. It looks, like pretty dystopian. It doesn't look like a very awesome place to be. Everyone's clothes is so like, it just looks like just random shit just piled together to make a shirt. Everyone looks like they're having a bad time, and it doesn't look like things are going up, and they definitely don't. They actually go down. Because going in the ocean in the summer. There are so many like 10-minute long sequences of literally just Mark doing the game, like taking the picture, looking at the coordinates, mapping coordinates, and they do that like probably like, I don't know, a handful of times throughout the movie, and it's something that could be normally very, 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 very extremely boring, but they do it, and every time they do it, it's just a new visual style, a new way of doing it. The cinematography changes like each time they do one of these fucking sequences, and it's like there's one where the entire time the camera is like mounted to Mark's chest, and it's like it's falling. It's like that you've seen in probably 400 music videos or movies. Let me get back to like some of the stuff that happens in the movie and just stop talking about the camera shots. He takes a picture of like the skeleton, like of this, I don't know, I guess a dead animal, and they're like, they bring him up like immediately, and they're like, and they want him to go. They put this fucking thing on the front of the submarine, and also in the process of that, Mark kind of has a mental breakdown, and he takes a picture, and the camera takes a picture of the crew and and the whole grot or whatever the submarine is, the dock, I guess, I don't know. With the way the camera works is you take a picture underwater in a ocean of blood, you can't see anything. So the way the picture is being taken is just X-rays. So it's just taking a fucking X-ray every single time you take a picture. So basically what ends up happening is that it takes the picture of the crew, and it basically just blasts everyone with radiation, which is like not good. But anyways, they strap this thing onto the front, this like claw thing onto the front of the submarine, send it back down. They want him to basically just ram into this skeleton, and they'll pull it up to the surface, and then he's free to go basically. Obviously that's not what ends up happening. He goes to the same coordinate, it's not there anymore, it's moved. He goes a little bit further, and then it's there now, but it looks different. It looks like it's been like, its jaw is like messed up now, like something obviously is like fucked with this thing. And I think in the background, I didn't quite see it, but they talked but they acknowledged it in the background. I think you can see the big large fish, but Mark rams this fucking thing, and then they're like, all right, here we go, we're pulling it up, and they start pulling it up, and Mark's like, yo, whoa, wait, there's something else down here. They just start pulling it anyways. The fish is going around the boat, and it just fucking annihilates the boat, and Mark does a gainer into the wall or whatever. And then Mark is just in this powered off submarine, and then goes underneath the thing and powers it back up or whatever. And then the fire starts, and he blows the fire out, and he smashes the intercom because it wouldn't shut the fuck up. And eventually, he gets to the computer thing, and he like listens to the audio log, and he starts like making this map with trying to create a map for himself to get out. It's not really going very well. And then eventually a voice on the radio starts talking to him, which is crazy because he literally just annihilated it with a fire extinguisher. But it's talking to him, and it's another survivor who from another expedition who was supposedly trapped down here, and they're talking. And at one point she just stops responding for like 20 minutes, it feels like. And then Mark's just like, he's talking, he's losing his mind. And then she starts talking again, and then she gives Mark these coordinates to come find her and meet up, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they were gonna do, board dock ships or something, I don't know. But he starts going, and then he basically gets to the coordinates that she gave him, and he takes a picture, and it's like this fucking star, black hole, alien, light beak. I don't know what it was. And then the lady on the radio says his name, which is Simon in the movie. And Mark's like, I never even told you your name. How do you know my name? And then he like checks the wires on the thing, and it's like completely snapped off. And so obviously there's no actual voices coming through the intercom. And then the black hole star thing kind of like is pulling them in, and then the submarine's like shaking, and it's like radar thing is beeping, it's about to fucking explode, it seems like. And then it just fucking, you know, eviscerates or whatever. It like crumples. I don't know what it blows up. I don't know. The wall basically blows off, and then it's like these ramped like slow-mo shots of like the blood, like it's like, let me try to do some reenacting for you with some sound. It's like, but then it like pauses in slow-mo with like the blood, like different angles, and like it does that like 3 times. It like, it's so fucking cool. It was like the coolest part of the movie. I mean, maybe not the coolest part, but it was one of the coolest parts of the movie. And then Mark like wakes up and just like a fucking ocean, literally he's in an ocean of blood. He's like, holy shit, what is going on? And he looks up, and I don't know what the fuck this was supposed to be. It looked like Satan to me. I don't know what else it was supposed to be. I guess I didn't read up on the lore a whole lot before I went and saw this movie. It looked like, I don't know, man. It had like, it was just this big lurking figure that it was like, I bet it was an alien. Let's just say that it was an alien of some sort. Maybe it was responsible for the quiet rapture. I don't know. It turns out none of the shit was real, and he comes back to reality. He's in the boat. He's in the submarine, and he barely just vomits all over the floor. And then the actual radio starts working, because that was all hallucination, I guess. He actually never broke it or any of that ever happened. He's basically just been down here for like 3 days with no like, you know, communication or nothing have heard of him. And he's talking to the Ava lady again, and she's like asking him like, what happened, how are you still alive and stuff. Also, I forgot to even mention this, Mark found the submarine, the SM-8 that's in the game, that you find if you go off on your own to explore. You can find that submarine, and he said the name out loud, and then the fucking computer like access granted shit, and then it like started being like, I need that password or whatever. It needed like a password of some sort of access code. And then Mark tells the lady Ava about that, and then basically Ava's like, holy shit, okay, this could literally like change humanity or whatever. I don't know how it was going to change humanity necessarily, but it was saying it was. They strike a deal for they're going to give Mark this access code to go retrieve all the data from the ship and to like transfer onto that computer that's in the ship, and then bring it back. And then Ava, and then they'll bring him up, basically. They'll save him, because originally they weren't gonna do it. They were just gonna be like, shit, man, sorry, we're not gonna come get you. And so Ava's gonna meet him at the extraction point. So he gets to the submarine, he extracts the data from it, and it's in the black box, which is underneath the bowels of the submarine, I guess. It's just underneath the floorboard. It's like a crawl space, and then it's at the end. And then I think he's just hallucinating a lot. He's hearing a lot of voices. There's like 1,000 voices. Yeah, I fucking hear. I'm pretty sure one of them is Jacksepticeye, because in the credits it said Sean McLaughlin in the credits and as Jack. I don't know when that happened in the movie. I didn't. I must have not heard it. Anyways, so he gets the data, and he's heading back, and then Ava like comes on the intercom, like screaming and panicking and telling Mark like he has to retrieve the black box that's in the ship. He has to salvage it. And then she's like, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you, it's bigger than any of us. It's what we need to maybe go for, like, save humanity. And then I think Ava dies. I'm pretty sure. And when they were, just saying that we're gonna come get you, Troy Baker's character, I don't know what his name was in the movie. I think in the credits it actually said David, maybe. But Troy Baker this whole time is like, dude, we're not fucking going down and getting him. And she's like, no, this is an executive order. We're gonna go get you. And what turns out, and the fucking main reason that Ava even did this is because when Mark took that picture that blasted all the crewmates, she was one of the people who was annihilated with the camera with the radiation. And when Marco like apologizes like 1,000 times or whatever, and then she says, "You can apologize to my tumors," which is not good. So she's gonna die anyway. So she's might as well fucking, why not? What's the fucking risk at this point? And I think what just ends up happening is she's at the extraction point or whatever down there, and she just gets annihilated. Or maybe it was something else. I don't know. She on the radio she said something along the lines like, "Holy shit!" Like, "Oh my god, what is that?" Or like screaming and like and then she just like dies and then just cuts out. I'm definitely shortening this down and making it less as dramatic and intense as it may seem. It's definitely way cooler than how I'm describing it. I've just been recording for 34 minutes. I've been standing here in my room by myself in front of a green screen for 34 minutes talking about a movie. Damn. And something I've also realized is I'm basically just talking about what happens in the movie. I'm not necessarily giving a review. I think I just wanted to talk about the movie. I think that's why I'm recording this, because I really like the movie. I don't know if you can tell that. Basically, like the final 20 to 10, 30 minutes of this movie is Mark realizing like, holy shit, this is bigger than me. I'm a prisoner. I've done some horrible shit. I don't even need to fucking, this is not, like, he's basically coming to realization. It's like, wow, I need to fucking get this box, dude. Like all these voices are in his head telling him like, all saying all this shit, and he's like, fuck you. And he basically he throws this thing at the glass, and it cracks the porthole, and it's like the hull of the ship is now flooding with blood. And then he takes the fucking submarine and just rams it into the wall basically, and is just basically trying to basically just kill himself and flood the submarine. And then so he opens the floorboard to go get this black box, this data thing with all this fucking like life, world changing and humanity saving data on it. But he opens it and it's just like filled to the brim with blood. He does some cave diver fucking shit, and he gets down in there and he's army crawling through this blood, and he gets the box and he's basically just drowning in blood in this fucking 2x2 box. Any cave explorers or divers watching this shit were definitely getting a hard on at this point. And then the whole ship is like flooding with blood. And then he puts a life jacket around the black box and hopes that it will, I guess, just float to the surface when the ship is inevitably exploded or whatever. And then the boat gets rammed by the big fish. And then he falls and catches himself on the wall. And the pipes have been like, and like on the wall, I think I don't really know what this was supposed to be. And also I completely skipped over this. At one point, like Mark gets blood on him throughout the movie, and after he like does a gainer into the wall, he like tapes himself up or whatever, and then he like takes the bandage off, and he's like growing some, he's like, it was pretty disgusting, I'll be honest. It didn't make me feel too good in my stomach. He's like taking the bandage off, and his flesh is just like decaying away and like growing like fungi, and like maybe like the blood is like, I think the blood is like poisonous and has like crazy toxins. I think it's just toxic and stuff. I think that's what it is. The blood is very toxic, I think. So it's basically just like burning away his like skin and flesh, and it's like growing fucking like basically, I don't even know. It was pretty gnarly, I'll be honest. It was pretty gross. It was awesome though. It was great it was real makeup. It was fucking looked sick. But also the ship also has like these black tendril vine like things on the wall. I think that's probably from the blood smearing on the walls and building like toxins in the submarine or something like that. I don't know, but basically he he catches himself on the wall on these pipes, and then the fucking the stud, I don't even know what to call it, but it just wraps around just in black web looking stuff, tendril things, I don't know, just wraps around his hand and his arm a little bit, and the boat gets like hit and he like gets flung up, and he's basically just like bouncing. It just looks like he's getting crucified in the submarine right now, and the whole time the submarine is like flooding with blood. And a quick fun fact here, I know a lot of this blood is simulated blood, in like a program like Houdini or something. I'm pretty sure they use Houdini on this. If you don't know what Houdini is, it's a visual effects software mainly used for very high-end and complicated simulations like water and explosions and like debris and stuff like that. And so I think all of this blood in there in the actual submarine that was filling up and sloshing around and throwing Mark all over the place was simulated blood, and it looks basically photoreal. I did not, I could only tell a tiny bit, and I mean the normal person wouldn't be able to tell. I, as some sort of wannabe visual effects artist, and also probably just watching 300 episodes of VFX artists react, just kind of get this stuff now. I'm getting way off track right now. Anyway, so he's like being crucified in the submarine right now. At least that's what it looks like. And so he pulls his one arm off of he pulls his one hand off of the fucking shit, and then he goes to pull his other hand off, and it's just not coming off. It's been on there for a minute now, and he's pulling, and it's like stretching. It's like, and then he just rips his fucking whole arm off, the whole, not even just the hand, the whole arm, and his hand is just grabbed onto the fucking the wall still, and he's just laying there like, oh shit. And by this point, he's covered in blood. His like face is bubbling up with like fucking from the blood and the toxins and like the fungi and stuff. It looks pretty gnarly looking. And in the music, this whole movie, the music is so fucking intense. It literally, it was so cool. And I also, in the theater I saw this, the seats like vibrated and rumbled too. So like anytime there was some gnarly bass going on, it was just fucking rocking the seat. It was pretty sweet. Honestly, I think it added to the experience. Anyway, so he's ripped his fucking arm off, and then he gets up and he grabs the life jacket thing with the black box, and I don't even remember what he did with it. I think he just moved it to a safer place, I guess. He gets up and he walks over to the control panel, and he opens the porthole with the shields the glass, and the whole fucking thing just boom, blood. And then it cuts to the exterior of the outside of the ship, and the big fish is taking a big ass bite, and he literally just fucking chewing on this goddamn boat basically. And then I think from there we can all assume that Markiplier is now dead. So sad. Super intense fucking scene. Like the music was rocking, the vibrations and rumbling in my fucking ass were definitely helping. And then Mark gets chomped up along with this submarine with this big ass fish, which also the fish is fucking this was a horror movie. There was some like hallucination stuff of these fucking like decayed dudes hanging out at some points in the movie. None of it to me was very scary. But I mean, technically, I don't know what else you would classify this fucking kind of movie as. But the monster, the fish itself, it looks fucking sick. It looks very similar. It looks pretty similar to the one in the game. It just looks way fucking gnarlier, basically. It's also, I think, way bigger as well. It's massive, I'm pretty sure. It just cuts to the ocean of blood, and then you see the life jacket float up to the surface with the black box in it, and then I think you hear like some like mechanical stuff. Probably it's the team seeing it come up, and the flashlight, like a strobe, like a spotlight, like hovers over it, and then the credits roll, and that is the movie. Wow. Fucking great movie, man. Really sweet. It was so cool. It was really fucking cool, man. And it's just seeing the credits, just written, directed, edited, and produced by Markiplier. It's fucking, wow, dude. I don't even know how that guy feels right now, man. I mean, for some reason you see this video ever, I don't know why you would. I have like 1,000 subscribers. You should truly be fucking like I made something extremely special, because this is literally like, it's incredible. It really is. It's some, like, you shouldn't downplay what you set out to do, and doing a lot of this work yourself is definitely not something that you had to do at all. But man, I mean, I don't think there's the respectometer is like fucking cracking the meter, dude. It's literally just burst through it. I think what I'm just trying to get at here is Markiplier, he's the GOAT. And I don't want to hear anyone else. Fuck, Mr. Beast can suck. Like, I don't think anyone thinks Mr. Beast is really the GOAT, but holy shit, dude. If Markiplier's like best YouTuber of all time status wasn't already like fucking pretty high, I mean, this just like it's not even, I don't even think it's close. Genuinely not even close. Like, nowhere, not even in the same fucking ballpark. It's also probably the best fucking YouTuber movie. I think that's pretty obvious. Maybe like the Talk to Me stuff, like the Racker guys. Those guys. I haven't seen Talk to Me. I've seen a lot of it. They were on Stuntman React on the old corridor, but that's probably. I mean, at least from what I've seen, it's definitely the best YouTuber movie. It's not very hard to beat that, but it might be the best video game movie I've ever seen, because I honestly forgot this was a fucking video game while watching it. It's definitely way better than Five Nights at Freddy's. That shit sucked, bro. That's way better than Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyways, that is my TED Talk about Iron Lung. Go watch the fucking movie. It's awesome. It's like, I mean, if you're a pretty impatient person, it can get a little it's not like a very, like, not a lot is happening all the time. It's a lot of just, Mark in the submarine doing tasks that would be in the game, or just like figuring shit out and stuff of that nature. But if you're a sucker for incredible cinematography, great camera work, great shots, sound design, visual effects, just filmmaking in general, it is a real treat, to say the least. My final Rotten Tomatoes review, I'll just 10 out of 10, fucking 8.5, 9, maybe even a 9. I don't know. 8. I'll do an 8. 8.5. 8.5. That's, I don't know. I really liked it. I don't want to give it too high because I'm not 8.5. It was really good. It was fucking awesome. It was sick. I mean, a lot of people probably won't agree with it. 8.5 maybe, but I mean, as someone who, I've seen, I haven't played the game, but I watched full playthroughs. I know a lot about it, and just doing all this filmmaking stuff on my own, and knowing how incredibly difficult and hard it is to make something good, let alone really, really, really good. And for him to go out of his way to do a lot of it himself, the editing it, I heard he did visual effects on it too. Not obviously anything probably too insane, but I know he did do effects on it. I don't know exactly. Maybe probably did roto work, or just small, maybe like stuff, maybe element stuff like sparks or fire. Maybe did the fire. There is fire. The fire does start in the movie. There's a lot of very, very cool things in this movie, and I think Mark and David Szymanski and everyone involved in the process of making this film should be very, 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 very proud of what they made. And it's so cool to see something like this in a day and age where there's so much fucking just AI garbage on the internet, and everyone just acting like it's not a big deal, and it's like, aware of how fucking the internet is basically collapsing in front of us, and we're all just like scrolling on TikTok. I don't have TikTok installed on my phone, or Instagram. I do have Twitter, so that's pretty nice tumor in my brain as well. But I think it's a really good movie. I think everyone who was involved with it should be incredibly proud of what they made. Markiplier, you are a fucking man, dude. You're the probably the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it. You should also go back on Corridor Digital and be a guest on VFX Artists React and watch and react to your own movie that you made. I think that's a great idea. Or go on the podcast and talk about it, or something like that. I think that's a wonderful idea, and I'm sure he'll do it anyway, so you don't need me to tell you it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review thing, and I will now be returning to regular monthly uploads. So yeah.